Hello and welcome to TV Middletown Cafe. I'm your host, Ty Thomas. Have you ever used the expression, I'm so busy, I'm juggling 3 or 4 things at once? Well, joining me today is a man who is a world champion juggler and a historian on juggling. His name is David Cain, and he is here to talk about juggling. First of all, let's talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Born and raised right here in Middletown. I lived here the first 30 years of my life, moved away for about a dozen years, and moved back just about 3 years ago, and love being in Middletown.
I know as a little boy, I think I got a magic set for one Christmas, and I'm not sure it had anything in there for juggling. But what got you interested in juggling and at what age?
Boredom. One day when I was 12 years old, I had nothing to do during the summer. I went out to my backyard and found 3 balls and decided I was going to teach myself to juggle, and I did that first day. And then a couple weeks later, I went to the Middletown Library and found some books on juggling, and I was hooked. And I've been doing it for 32 years, and I just love it.
So you juggle, you gave a little demonstration just before we came on the air. You were tossing rings, and you were talking about you did balls.
I do just about everything you could think of with juggling. In my normal show, which is about 45 minutes long, I'll do balls, rings, clubs, swords, battle axes. I'll do ball spinning, indoor boomerangs, lasso spinning, whip cracking, plate spinning, Chinese yo-yo, just a huge variety of things.
What's the hardest?
Well, I juggle sometimes a running chainsaw, and certainly that's tough.
That's that commercial. I just replaying in my mind. The guy who comes out and he thinks he can do it.
I do that, but actually to be a little different in my shows, I will often do a sword. Now this is as my big finale. A sword, a stick that has a set rat trap on the end, and a running hedge trimmer. Just to be a little different, instead of the chainsaw, do a running hedge trimmer.
Any accidents?
Only once, when I was 15 years old, I was trying to show off for a girl. And I had these 3 big rusty machetes. And I said, hey, watch me try this trick I've never tried before. And I cut myself, I had to get stitches, and didn't get the girl.
Oh, no.
No, it's okay.
Now, I just mentioned that he's a world champion juggler. He's also in the Guinness Book World Records.
That's right.
2014
That's
now.
Right,
he's
right
out to show to us.
Yep. My picture's on the inside of the front cover, and my record is on page 91, I believe. And it's just a goal. I've had other Guinness records before that haven't gotten in the book. Not all the records get in the book. And so I was really pleased that this record actually got in the book this year.
Now, you were telling me something interesting about going for records in the Guinness Book of World Records, and maybe just not overdo it the first time, then talk about that.
Well, one strategy that you sometimes have with world records is especially if there's already an existing record, is just barely break it. That way, if someone later comes and tries to break your record, you can already quickly go and re-break it again. And with every time you have try to break a record, there are opportunities there for media coverage and TV appearances and things of that sort. So can be a certain strategy about breaking records.
Now you were talking about media coverage and being on TV. I think you said about a year ago you were on the Today Show.
I was. My twin brother and I. My twin brother is also a professional juggler, and we were part of a competition to find America's most talented twins. And so we made it to the finals. There were 3 sets of identical twins, and we competed live on the Today Show. It was my brother and I doing juggling. It was another set of male twins who played electric violins and did some amazing things with that, and then a female pair that sang. And we won. And so that's what the trophy is. America's most talented twins, Quest for the Best, Today's Show, Quest for the Best Twin Talent. So that was a really great honor. I often used to joke to people that I'm a 15-time world champion juggler, and we win gold medals like you would in the Olympics. But there are very few competitions that give out trophies. So I joked after I won this that finally, after 31 years of competing with juggling, I finally have a trophy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You're from Middletown, but juggling has taken you farther than Trenton and West Middletown.
Yes.
Tell me some of the places you've been.
Well, I've been to all but 4 states. I have not been to Maine, Rhode Island, Alaska, or Hawaii. I'm still waiting for the call to someone say, hey, we want to fly you out to Hawaii. But I have been to Asia. I've done about 30 shows in Japan through several trips there. I've juggled in France and in the Caribbean. I've done some cruise ships and things of that sort as well. So it's taken me all around the world, and it's a lot of fun. I tell people I get to play with toys for a living.
Yeah, you do.
And make people laugh. So,
yes.
Yeah.
That's a reward in itself.
It is.
What's the hardest part of juggling?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of practice.
So you make it look easy.
Well, that's the goal. Sometimes, unfortunately, you make things look too easy, and people don't really recognize how truly difficult some of the things that I'm doing are. But yeah, just a lot of practice, and writing the material, the comedy material that goes along with it, and all those things. You have to be kind of a well-rounded person.
I would think so.
Yeah.
You mentioned writing, and we were talking earlier before we came on the air that you study the history of juggling.
I do. I write about it. I'm the head writer for the magazine of the International Jugglers Association. So I write a lot of, especially history articles with that. And I own the world's largest collection of historical juggling props that are on display. I have that set up in my home, and then several times a year I take the whole museum to juggling festivals or conventions or competitions and show it there. And so other jugglers from all around the world know about that collection, and I'm kind of preserving the history of our art form.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good somebody's doing that. And you mentioned something also that surprised me, because I would have thought, well, maybe California or maybe Atlantic City, where an interest in juggling, and a lot of jugglers come out of Ohio.
They do. Ohio has a great history with juggling. The first ever retail juggling prop manufacturer was from Ohio, and the first person to ever juggle clubs. People think of jugglers juggling bowling pins. We actually juggle juggling clubs. But the first person that ever did that was an Ohioan, and the most famous vaudevillian juggler was a guy named Bobby May, who was from Ohio. And even just over the past 30 years, a lot of famous jugglers have come out of Ohio.
Okay, David, somebody wants to check you out. You have a webpage?
I do. It's www.christianjuggler.com. A lot of what I do is juggling in churches, where I have a Christian message that goes along with the juggling and the comedy and everything. So that's probably the best way to get a hold of me, christianjuggler.com.
Now, we've talked enough about juggling for the last few minutes. We're going to take a break here. We're going to go downstairs to Port Middletown Plaza, and we're going to let David Cain, World Championship juggler, show us his stuff.
On your mark, get set, go.
He makes it look so easy. I'm Ty Thomas. My guest has been world champion juggler David Cain. Thanks for watching TV Middletown Cafe. Have a great day.